Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the very first video of SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. Yes, we're on to the next game here, my favorite of the three that I worked on. And we're going to start with the Create-a-Superstar storyline. I made a facsimile of myself from my pro wrestling days. We've got, man, this is pretty epic way to start because there are two very big matches. Lots of funky cutscenes. Got my man Austin Aries as Santino doing hilarious motion capture. So it should be great. Let's get to it. Bye. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Happy to welcome you. A new game, a new screen, 6 new stories, and one with the Created Superstar. So that's the one we're going to start with. I already made myself Justin Violently back in my indie days. That's me with, well, let's hear voice samples.
This is my road to WrestleMania.
That's AJ Castro.
This is my road to WrestleMania.
Marcus Snell Jamal. Ham.
This is my road to WrestleMania.
Matt Lasky.
This is my road to WrestleMania.
Another voice actor that I cast for this.
This is my road to WrestleMania.
And Todd Soley is the surfer dude. We're going to go with Albie.
My road to WrestleMania.
AJ Castro. He's also, he did the motion capture for the Created Superstar, so that only seems right.
We dreamed of this day.
Is what I aspired to be involved in since I was a child.
This opportunity.
This chance. This is the be-all, end-all.
This is what we work for. This is why we do what we do.
You can immortalize yourself.
It's where you build a legacy.
This is where it all comes together.
Welcome to WrestleMania.
It's not just a night. WrestleMania is bigger than life.
Welcome to the greatest sports entertainment extravaganza. Over 54,000 fans. 93,000 and a worldwide television audience.
There's nothing that compares when you step through that curtain.
And to walk out on that stage and just see all those people and think, wow.
As a performer, you live for that. We work our entire careers to get to WrestleMania.
That's the stage that I want to be on.
I'm going to be in that ring someday.
I knew one day would be my time.
It's all about the desire, the heart, your soul.
It's all worth it for that one night, for that one chance at WrestleMania.
To steal the show at WrestleMania.
It doesn't get better than that.
You can go down in history.
You know at WrestleMania only the best of the best are there.
My time is now.
The stage is mine.
It doesn't get any bigger.
This is
WrestleMania.
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 I mean, I get chills just watching that. That was done with, basically no direction to WWE except telling them who our main characters were in these storylines. And of course, they used some other people too, like CM Punk and Randy Orton. Orton is the star in this one. But we got a new crowd here. We got new models of these guys.
Welcome to Raw, live from the Mile High City. And the road to WrestleMania has now begun.
Maybe it's just the elevation, but I saw Santino backstage before the show, and he looked like he was on top of the world.
He's held the Intercontinental Championship for several months now, so he has a right to be proud.
I just don't like him sitting on his high horse. He's better suited being the horse's rear end.
Santino will be defending his title tonight, so we'll see if his winning streak continues.
Now, I'm actually a little surprised to see those motion capture intros back in 2010. I guess I kept doing them. There's some, different title cards and stuff. Of course, Kofi Kingston, JTG, 2 different people. That was not meant to be those 2 guys. I know Japanese sometimes struggle determining black people, but that was not the case with that one. I trust you. Trust me. So this is all motion captured. The ref didn't see Santino with the low blow, beating Kofi Kingston. You can see the title belt was already in the ring, and the microphone is already in the ring because this is one long cut. Now that's Austin Aries playing Santino, and I believe that was Joey Ryan as Kofi Kingston. Though at some point, to allow him to walk to the back, it goes into like a generic walking animation. But I love anytime we have Santino cut promos.
Of all the times. Better than Rodney the Piper. Better than Bret the Hartman.
Nice Bret dance by Aries.
T-Ball Santana. Arriba!
And I love that line, T-Ball Santana.
No one on Raw has been able to be a winner against me. And no one will. This arena is full of losers who could not fight their way out of a wet sack made out of paper. Does anyone want some of Santino Marella? Huh? How about you? I would beat you, stupid. But I think someone already beat me to it.
This stuff was just so fun to write. And now he picks on me with a little comedy there.
Here. You fell out of the tree of ugliness and hit every branch on the way down. Why don't you come in here and share the ring with the real campione?
So we did something here called interactive cutscenes, where now with that X prompt, I can go in basically any time, but I'm going to wait to hear.
Manhood for that front row ticket, huh? Get in here.
And we recorded a couple things that wouldn't get played if you jumped right into doing what the prompt said. So there's one more here I want to show you.
My mama said to make you knocked out.
Of course, an LL Cool J reference. And now we'll hop in, simulating going over that guardrail. Really fun way to start this storyline, I feel, making it really feel special, like it's your creator's basically once in a lifetime chance to get in the ring.
No, you can't be serious.
The WWE lawyers back in Stamford have to be squirming. A textbook reversal. Can he follow up?
So it's a good thing that I wore my gear to the matches today. That character is based off my Justin Violent Lee gimmick that I had about half the time I was an indie wrestler in Minnesota. And I went in and tried to model his moveset similar to what I did. I did a lot of kicks because I was not a big guy and I had a martial arts background. That probably looks a little bit more like me now. Of course, not that jacked.
The Maniac's been dishing out the punishment.
My first gimmick was Helmut von Strauss, which was a German gimmick. I had a bald head and a pointy beard.
Well, he's getting a lot closer to the action than he expected.
Oh, and he counters my signature move.
Oh, man! There they go!
So I think they're chanting, "You're insane," because the nickname I picked was the Maniac.
He's going to the top rope.
Oh, bad timing there.
You gotta move quicker than that.
Yeah, JR is right. So there are a lot of new people in the audience now, and many members of THQ staff, and maybe I'll point them out as I see them. Although I'm a little bit busy trying to somehow win the Intercontinental Championship on a show I wasn't even booked on. As you see, a lot of kicks. Famous or something I used to do out of a hip toss block, actually. And let's see what I do here. That was my finisher, which I named the Uber driver. Of course, this was way before Uber was a thing. I mean, I wrestled 5 years before this game was being developed. So, But even the name Uber Driver is in this game for create a moveset or create a finisher because, you know, I wanted it to be in there because that was the name of my moves.
Well, a fool in his championship don't last long either.
But what's going to be the backlash from this stunning turn of events? Tune in next week.
I don't see any Smack Pizza there. I see Legends of WrestleMania, a game that came out a little bit before this did, I believe. And I didn't think to have any kind of specific music for the Create-a-Superstar, so he's coming out to the Raw, or his winning song is the Raw theme. This Superstar development stuff, I don't really know about. I had nothing to do with the creation of it. I was kind of surprised to see when it was implemented in here, but that was, hey, fine by me. Although I don't know that the difficulty on the game really changed all that much to compensate for it. There's a different view of the plane. Now, I had some different load screens put in. I asked them to do more kind of environmental load screens here this year for 2010. But again, the theme of 2010 is interactive cutscenes, which means you kind of trigger them yourself and you have some options on what to do. And we'll see that again pretty soon.
What are the Vegas odds Santino is going to have something to say about it?
Sounds like a sure thing.
Now these still images, of course, they don't know what my character is going to look like, so we are able to make some of those still images of my character, but we use them very sparingly. So here's Vince's office, which means, of course, we're going to go here for the next scene. Road to WrestleMania 25th anniversary, I believe, was held in Los Angeles at Staples Center, playing off the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Come in.
Your security almost didn't let me in, Mr. McMahon. I thought they were going to use the rubber glove on Santino's tender body. Where were they when that ruffian charged the ring and gave me a cheap shot, huh?
If I remember correctly, Santino, you invited him into the ring.
Great duo here, the straight man and the dumb man.
My superstars.
You thief! You homewrecker!
Vince, good to meet you. I'm your new Intercontinental Champion.
That's Mr. McMahon to you. And you're not champion for long, my friend. I don't recall you being under contract.
So Albie Castro as Create-a-Superstar, Austin Aries as Santino, and Todd Soley as Vince McMahon.
And you will return it now.
Here's one of our choose your outcome cutscenes. These were really kind of strange to record because these guys had to do these kind of cycling animations and then return to a neutral state. Let's see what Vince has to say.
I'm not going to ask you again.
All right, man. We'll give him the belt. Wink, wink. Santino ducks the belts, whipping there.
Well, it's about time I hit the old dusty trail.
Now that's a Family Guy reference.
Mr. McMahon, are you all right?
No thanks to you, you gutless coward.
Now, while Vince tends to business, Santino kind of looking at Vince's internet history, maybe seeing if he can log in. Oh, nope, he's caught. Oh, well. A lot of that stuff is stuff that Aries and I decided, just goofy stuff, and AJ also, ways that they can play off each other. It was, being the director of the cutscenes here was a lot more fun for me because pretty much everything went through me on set as well as in the storyline. So now we are, those guys were sent to the locker room to take the title back. That's Big Zeke and Kozlov. Big Zeke did motion capture for us for 2009 when WWE sent some guys in. Now I don't believe they did that this year because I think they found out who we had. Maybe they did actually, because this was not, we only had a couple of wrestlers on our mocap set here. But we have to knock these guys out. I tried to not show you exactly what to do here. There's no life bars. There was no instructions here. Now, if you lose, I'm pretty sure that there is a screen that will kind of give you more information. But, you know, I want you to kind of not know what's going on. There's a Famouser again. Or Fame Kisser, I think it was called. Let's see if I can do my Uber driver again. No, well, Big Zeke counters it. Little fireman's carry there. Now this is more of a sports style locker room, you know, something you'd see in like a basketball team or something, that kind of arena. A little more cushy than what there was last year. Big German suplex, but it's got the WWE brand logo there. I guess Kozlov's already taken out, so it's just me and Big Zeke. And his back is kind of red there. That was the crane kick, a la Ralph Macchio and Karate Kid. And there's the shower room there. Kind of dusty in there. They probably should have cleaned it a little bit better. Here we go. Maybe we can use that. Nice. Throwing him into the shower room. Oh, he's really... Is he done? He looks done. All right. Okay, what do? I got to leave? No, he's back up. Ooh. And I run into a wall of humanity there. Now, those kick pads, they weren't supposed to be that green. They were supposed to look a little faded, a little shiny, just to differentiate them from the boots. But so much for that. So my gear when I was wrestling was red and black change, alternating pattern. It was one singlet, though. It wasn't two pieces like this, but they didn't have something like that here. And then I wore some kind of MMA gloves. The JL on my leg, that was a thing on my actual gear. But I didn't spend I maybe spent an hour making him and an hour making the moveset. Boy, he is just... Is that a shovel? Weren't we in like Las Vegas or something? Alright, finisher time. Again, the Uber driver, which is kind of a fireman's carry, sort of like a attitude adjustment FU into a sit-out Michinoku driver, which, that was mainly my finisher. I did the super kick quite a bit too, but all the super kicks I saw here had some kind of weird sexy boy Shawn Michaels animation afterwards, and I really wasn't super into that.
I don't know how he did it, but he escaped with his hide.
Not to mention the Intercontinental Championship still in his grasp. Something tells me Mr. McMahon isn't finished with this matter, but we're out of time for tonight.
Kind of weird with this backstage celebration thing that looks like it would be in front of a crowd instead of in front of some empty lockers. But hey, he's a happy guy. He's, in WWE, he just beat up two giant dudes, and Justin Violently has a reason to be happy, I suppose. And my grapple, durability, speed, and charisma all have a chance to go up. So I'll throw them all up to maximum as I go. Finishing move bonus, handicap bonus with single digits. That's... Again, I had nothing to do with this. But hey, it's some meters with some numbers. Everybody who plays video games loves meters and numbers. There's the garage as a load screen. Just something a little different. Every one of these three games as I went, I got, figured other places where I could try and spice it up a little bit. And load screens is definitely one of them. And the HUD is definitely something. The locker room, which we haven't really seen from a menu aspect yet.
Ending to last week's show, Mr. McMahon has issued a statement. He is holding up the Intercontinental Championship.
That's right, Michael. And tonight, a fatal four-way match will take place to crown a new Intercontinental Champion.
However, our former champ is not among the contenders. Still, that match should be a thrilling cap to an exciting night of action.
There's some crazy eyebrows on Kofi there. How crazy is it that a lot of those guys are still relevant today? So we have the animation of us walking into this locker room. We can exit the room. We can go to our costume. We can save at the computer. And look, there's nice 10 save slots instead of 5 this time. So that gives us a little bit of wiggle room, especially because there's more branching paths thanks to the interactive cutscenes. I'm going to go in here and show you the Create-a-Superstar from 2010, 10 years ago, in case you haven't seen it. Now, I'm going to try... See, I made myself some cinematic attire, and some reason it didn't show up there, even in the back. So, I'm not, I don't really know this aspect of the game very well, but let's see, edits. Yeah, it's the leather jacket with the glasses and some kind of funky black chinos. So maybe now it'll show up in cinematics, hopefully. Now, with me personally, with the way my face looks and the way my body is, when I wear sunglasses, I look one of two things. If I'm wearing a suit, I look like Agent Smith from The Matrix. If I'm wearing a leather jacket, I look like the Terminator. So I just thought I'd do that. This time I have
I'm not scheduled to compete tonight, but as reigning champ, that's an oversight I should remedy. I'll go out there for the Fatal 4-Way and make sure I leave as Intercontinental Champion. My best chance is getting some of my opponents out of the ring.
So there's hinting at a clear condition as we walk out the door here and into the hallway. Now these voiceovers, we have 5 guys doing voiceovers. 4 of them I knew, 1 of them I cast. And I directed all 5 of those sessions, and we had to make sure that each guy's voice, as different as it sounded, had to match up with the movements and the lip sync once we got that in. So that was kind of a fun challenge, me especially at the time not being very experienced as a voiceover director, to kind of get the performances, the varied performances I wanted out of everyone, and still have it all match up. Now, winning a Fatal 5-Way is not going to be easy, but first I want to throw guys out of the ring and get that clear condition. Luckily, my guy has the hammer throw ability, which means that it's pretty easy to chuck him out. Let's chuck out Kofi next.
He's taking out the trash.
And there goes Morrison. Oh, it's not going that easy. Throw a jab at him. All right, we cleared that condition. Now it's just a matter of winning this match, which is probably easier said than done, because it's one fall to a finish here.
Irish whip.
That is not a move I ever did before, the leg lariat. My special move is... what is it? I don't think I picked something that I'd ever actually used. But of course, I didn't mean to throw the ref into that. The referee this year is based on one of our project managers, Frank Bowen. So last year we had 3 different refs, 1 for each brand. Now I'm pretty sure we just have Frank. And I forget who recorded the voice of the counts. I'll try and listen.
Still has a fighting chance.
Oh, there's a new submission mechanic.
Oh, mama! He sweeps his legs.
So I can see some of the guys in the... Well, let's try and do this here. No, they're gonna... This is not gonna be easy to get a win here. We're gonna have to lay up to smack it down, as that one guy's sign said.
Maybe his title win wasn't a fluke after all.
Now, in the audience, I am a character model, and I think I'm mostly in... I'm more prevalent in I think, SmackDown ones. But I'm wearing a green shirt, and they even modeled my stripy beard that I had at the time. So if you see a guy in a green shirt, that guy's modeled after me. It's also the header on my blog on my website, justinsthisjustin.wordpress.com, where I used to post a lot of video game stuff, like my top 100 games list that I made in fall of 2017. The guy with his arms crossed by the left turnbuckle back there, kind of chubby guy with the short hair, that's Dan Ryan, who's one of the creative designers. He ended up I think, taking over the last SmackDown vs. Raw DS game. He was kind of lead designer on that, and he really, I think, really tried to do No Mercy style with a better storyline. I don't remember how it did, unfortunately, because maybe I don't know that I actually played it, because I'm a terrible friend. Alright, I got a finisher here. And that scissor kick thing is a little bit tough to line up. Lay at the smacketh down, the orange shirt, that's Tony. He came from QA and ended up being a pretty credible project manager as well. He was, yeah, this was, I think, his first game. But I think he stayed with the company at least until they were, until THQ stopped publishing. Oh, there's a Famouser again. Alright, we got a finisher.
What did this maniac just do? He's going for the pin.
They do call it the Uber driver sometimes. I'm waiting for them too, because I almost feel like you'll think I'm a liar until you hear it called its proper name.
And there's the toss. Again, he said
Just trying to whip guys out. And suplex guys in. And it's a very fickle crowd. First they're cheering me, then they're cheering Kane. I mean, smart money is on Kane, really.
How much pain must that neck be in now?
Alright, what do we got? Nope. Not even close. It's gonna be really hard to get all four guys out. This might be a long match. So feel free to fast forward. Although here I'm doing ooh, Super Dragon Bomb, I think. I probably should try to pin him there. But we'll get him with the Famouser. Nah, rope break, sorry. In SVR 2009, it seemed like there was a pretty easy strike I could use to dizzy guys so I could give him my finisher. But here, there's my finisher sequence, which was nothing that I did, but that was a creative finisher that I made as well with just, it looked like a pretty smooth three strike combo that ends in kind of like a tornado kick. But of course, there's too darn many people in this ring. Okay, and I'm just stumbling all over my face.
Here we go. Irish whip.
Yeah, and they get in so quickly. If I can catch them in an animation, maybe. Maybe.
There they go.
Ugh. Yeah, this there's a little bit of a learning curve here on the 2010 style. Also, the button to like unpin somebody or unsubmit somebody is different than what it was. All right, what are we doing finisher-wise here? No, just chucking them out.
Trying to get under his opponent's skin with this one.
Now, it'd be funny if they chanted "You're insane" if my gimmick name was Just Insane. But it's not, and it never was. Lee is my middle name, and also the first half of my last name. Yes, my name is Justin Lee Leeper, and I'm not super fond of that. But fortunately, Lee middle names are not used that much, except on my bank account and stuff in Japan, where they insist on using it because they're like, "What is this other name? You must use it." And I'm like, "No, we don't use middle names. It's just kind of a thing." And they're like, "Nope, we're putting that on everything that you have." Okay.
And there they go again.
But so when I was Helmut von Strauss for a while, that was kind of fun. But it was, you know, I'm not German. It was a gimmick. It was a character, and I kind of wanted to be more like me. And so actually my first match as Justin Lee, I had blue hair and I wrestled Austin Aries in the summer after we had both of us had kind of taken a month or two off to heal up. And I think I was first Justin Lee, and then I decided, no, Justin Violent Lee makes sense.
What did this maniac just do?
Because, you know, Violent Lee, get it? And I was pretty violent. And I came into some Guar music. Oh boy, everybody was going to try and break that one up. Get out of here. Double gutbuster. Yeah, we'll be friends for one move. That's cool. Now the guy in the corner there, if you follow where Kofi's head is, the guy closest to him in the light blue who looks very nervous, that's Arnaud. And Arnaud is a French guy who worked for American THQ, who lived in Japan, and had lived in Japan for a while, and was fluent in of course fluent in French, fluent in English, fluent in Japanese, and was really, he was a project manager, but very savvy to game design as well. And not quite. And he knew how to get Ukes to do what we needed them to do. He knew how to speak their language literally. Not that he was the only guy that spoke Japanese on the crew, but I mean, he basically lived here, and his job was to, you know, make sure Ukes was doing their stuff. And he did a great job. I have a lot of respect for that guy. And now he, I think, is back in Europe. It's a kind of cool pump handle slam. And this match is lasting a very long time. And if I remember correctly, this is not the only long match that happens in the first act of the Create-a-Superstar.
Look at this. This could be. The Maniac got it.
Alright. And then look at Santino comes right back in. It's almost like I have to have two guys out there. Boom. Big tornado kick. It's almost like I have to have two guys outside just to keep them busy. But then I have two guys inside. Okay, Kofi's going for something. Alright. Nope. Why am I not kicking him? Oh. Because me trying to hit him 3 times did not work. I don't understand why. I don't care what Vince McMahon or anyone says. I'm the rightful Intercontinental Champion. I need to win this match the right way. Well, there you see one of the many rematch, failed condition kind of things, and we're back to this.
What's he doing here?
Yeah. How am I gonna do this? Am I going to cut out the first one? Am I going to ask you to just tell you to bear with me? How am I going to be entertaining here? So, what can I talk about? So the ring, looking at the ring, in motion capture we had a ring based on the exact specifications of a WWE ring because we had to, because it had to match up when we were doing stuff. And it was the same height as well. I mean, a WWE ring is a big ring compared to, if any of you guys have been in an indie ring, it's a much smaller thing. Leg lariat. Let's see. We recorded the voiceover, all of them we recorded in LA in Sound Deluxe DMG, which was our cutscene audio company. And they had, world-class equipment, so like when I recorded my referee line the year before, they did that really easily. It was just super easy for them to have somebody come in and just take an open booth and, record that stuff, and they were all very capable guys. But maybe it's a little weird that I cast 4 guys I knew and then only 1 guy that I didn't. But when you talk to guys, you hear a voice out of them, right? And Albie, AJ Castro, the guy whose voice I'm using for the character, he's a Latino guy with a Taekwondo background. He'd been a motion capture actor for this game since 2006, and just a really nice guy, kind of an all-American guy. A big fan of The Rock, and I used him as that kind of white meat babyface voice. And then Matt Lasky, who played Orton, who played Undertaker. Well, that was a cool move by Kofi. I wanted him to be kind of the big ruffian kind of voice. And then, Marcus was more of the kind of no-nonsense, serious type. And Todd Soley was he doesn't really sound like a California guy, but like I really thought he'd make a good like kind of surfer dude, laid back guy. So that worked really well. And then the fifth guy, whose name I'm sorry that I don't remember. I'll look it up at some point, or I'll get Tomoko to look it up, or maybe on a break here I'll look it up. Hopefully I'll win this match quickly-ish. He sounded a lot like Solid Snake, the gravelly voice. So I thought it'd be kind of cool. That was a voice that I wanted him to have. I listened to a lot of audition reels and demos and stuff from guys. And now that I'm a voice actor, I have a voiceover reel of my own, which doesn't necessarily show all the range that I have, but it's good to show that you have range. But this guy, who has just a big list of credits, I kind of really like the way that he did a Solid Snake type accent. And me being a huge Kojima fan, a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, that was very, very appealing to me. Don't cheer for Morrison.
Just driven to the floor. This is going to be big, one way or the other.
Going to the top.
Did you hear the impact on that kick?
And that was supposed to be a stomp, but it didn't work out.
Oh, wow.
The back rake. Now, I put the back rake as in my character's move because even though I always say I was trained by Eddie Sharkey, his partner at the time, Terry Fox, who looked a little bit like Sergeant Slaughter, was the guy kind of in the ring, and it was his ring, actually, that we were training in. And he liked to do the back rake when he would wrestle, so we all kind of ribbed him a little bit on that, and yeah, we would do the back rake. So I did that as an homage to Terry Fox, one of my trainers, and of course Sean Devari's trainers and Austin Aries trainers. All right, we got 5 guys in the ring. That needs to change. And boom! Now that kick is a lot like Tajiri's kick, which is something that I really loved having that kick in my offense because, I was just a fan of it. It's a devastating looking kick.
He switched his leg, and there's the STO.
Boom, drop kick. Nuts to Santino.
Here we go, Irish whip. He's using that ring rope in ways that it was never intended to be used.
He sure is, Michael.
Using that ring rope in ways that it was never intended to be used.
Yeah, I guess you had to say that twice there, Michael Cole, huh? Fair enough. All right, guys, let's wind this down, shall we?
He has it.
And he doesn't have it. Spoilers.
And another outstanding wrestling maneuver.
Boop.
What impact!
Nice leg drop there.
And he's getting out of there.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm a little frustrated, so I got to the outside.
The newcomer could pull this off. Lightning could strike twice. Maybe his title win wasn't a fluke after all, Michael.
And the crowd has come to a hush because this has been a very long match for them. And probably a very long match for you as well, and I apologize. I don't even see Corey or Brian in the crowd anymore, I guess. With the rest of us in there, they got rid of them. Ooh, this is an interesting double team, even though it goes into a pin. I don't think they really wanted to do that. All right. Pump handles, slam. Well, you're getting to see my entire moveset here, I suppose. Boop. Alright, what's this rear thing? Yeah. Bam, Trevo dropkick. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And there's that modified judo throw.
I do that. The STO it seems to be just something that's easy for me to do. That's not a thing that I ever did myself, but it's a really slick move because it's so simple but works so well. And we always called it, at first we called it a back heel trip.
Oh, the punch connects.
And yeah, we're all going to be insane here if we don't actually finish this match. All right, we're winded down here, I think. Hopefully. Oh, and my assistant just showed me that the fifth voiceover guy, who's Create-a-Superstar 4, I believe, his name is Patrick Seitz, and he did voiceovers in tons of games like Shenmue 3, Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. He played Scorpion in a couple Mortal Kombat-esque games. He was in Agretsuko for additional voices. Devil May Cry. Kingdom Hearts additional voices. So yeah, the dude's definitely a working voice actor. So it was cool to have him kind of add a bit of professionalism. Not that the other four guys weren't professionals, but they were not experienced voiceover guys. All right, come on, baby. Yes, everybody else is out. Thank you, Frank Bowen, the referee. Oh my goodness. And we're already at about the 40-minute mark.
Was that a title win or a title defense? I have no idea. This situation is more confusing now than it was when we went on the air tonight. I think everybody wants some answers.
Oh, that arm of Jerry Lawler. Maybe that was not a good angle to show it from. Ooh, look at the chest of Kofi there. My goodness. Just looks like somebody slathered strawberries all over him. Yes, my goodness. All right. Maybe I'll have to edit that down. That was a lot. Well, we unlock Ezekiel Jackson. Again, much respect to him, Ryklon, for coming in. Seemed like a really, really solid dude, and that's not a pun, even though he's just a giant wall of man. So I used him as one of the Enforcer guys with Kozlov here, who I also like a lot, because he made a good impression on me in motion capture the year before. And now we have some view of some dumpsters, sort of, and some road cases. Woohoo. Alright, moving on to San Jose, California. A place where I lived for about a year before moving to Japan. Obviously, I didn't know that was going to be the case, but...
Intercontinental Championship. But we aren't in the dark on the World Heavyweight Championship. Champ Randy Orton will take on John Cena at the Royal Rumble this weekend. That should be an amazing match, and we have the contract signing tonight.
Again, showing that there's other things going on this show. It would have been really nice if those two could have done their voiceover together. Again, we only have, I think, one broadcast team, unlike 3 last time.
As soon as you get this message, come to my office and bring the Intercontinental title. That's not a request, it's an order.
I love how Vince's little picture there is him wearing like a spaghetti strap tank top, because of course it is. When you're like 70 and built like Vince, you're not gonna wear a suit if you can help it. All right, we got look at all those save slots with no data. All right, we're going to Vince's locker room. Hope for the best. Hello, baby.
Hello.
This is quite the long load.
Hey, pants. Cool breeze.
That's me.
You wanted to see me there, boss?
I don't recognize you as Intercontinental Champion. I don't care what match you won. You've caused me more trouble than you're worth. To keep you from giving me more headaches, You're restricted to this room for the remainder of the show.
Keeping your hot new superstar off TV doesn't sound like a good business decision. But you're the zillionaire.
Zillionaire.
I have a successful company to run. But don't worry. These two will stay here and keep you company.
Vince with some great line delivery.
I'll keep myself busy.
And again, it's
Guys, time for a little remodeling.
got the cracks on the neck there. It's boss against, upstart new employee, and he one-ups me by keeping me sequestered in his office, so we're going to do a little remodeling with the babysitters that we have here in Vince's office. I love how there's a match brought to you by, but yeah, there's no sponsors at the moment. All right, so you see a little score thing that tells you that something is there. And there goes some of those trophies. So once again, I'm trying to keep it a little bit vague on what you're supposed to do here, because I mean, once you know it, it's kind of easy. So we want to keep you guessing, and now you see that there's one score, so that means we want you to interact with stuff. I don't remember how. I think there might have been 7 points of interaction, and I think we want you to get 5 of them. Back rake. Kind of strange to have it be so silent here. Kozlov, you're looking good. You've been hitting the weights. How about you hit this? And this. And this. That's what I do to Jim all the time. See, and then I take the other guy and I go, boom. Boom.
Is he Yokoyama-san?
Yeah, that's me and Yokoyama-san, my gym buddy. Big overhand right that first didn't connect. Although that was... Okay, why does it only say 1 still? Okay, that's actually a little strange, because that was the second thing that we just interacted with the weights there. Enjoying these sound effects, though, and when it's quiet, you can actually hear the sound design a little bit better. Ooh. And those dusty old books that Vince pretends to have read. All right. Yeah, Kozlov, you want some? Yeah, it is kind of weird that he's just wearing white, kind of like white underwear pants, huh? That guy's a big Russian dude. He's a pretty legit martial artist. Ooh, you're on TV. Look at that explosion. And now we're gonna get to see the sprinklers. Had to put out that fire, see? Can I pick up that trophy? I cannot. Oh, I kicked his hand, kind of. Oh, he can suplex me, too. Yeah, it hurts. Those are 2 big boys. With small pants. Now, I can do something with the Vince... portrait back there. Oh, there goes Tomoko. Boy! Oh. And the head came off. And strangely, I was aiming for Ezekiel there. So we need 1 more. Although, once again, it didn't seem like the... maybe a finisher will count. Let's see. There's that sequence. Knee, uppercut, tornado kick. Nope, it's still... Alright, let's try this. The desk over here. Boom. Ouch. All right, we got our 5 redecorating points. I believe there were more. Like I said, I think that portrait had something tied to it. This was a little bit easier to interact with that stuff than in the last game. Unlocking it.
Kudos on tonight's show, Vince. Really compelling content. You didn't need me after all.
And the place is trashed. You could hear Vince growling there. Almost sound like Sideshow Bob when he stepped on a rake. And we didn't get much of a bonus there. Okay, but we're maxed out anyway. We'll just save that point for later. And I believe we are going to Royal Rumble. And good thing we didn't even need to put that little rolly bag in our overhead bin, because there is no overhead. But there is, you can just barely see the WWE branded water.
Finally, we're at the Royal Rumble. Calgary, Alberta is the place, and Jerry the King Lawler and I are the host of one of the WWE's biggest pay-per-view events. There's a locker room full of superstars who all want to win the Royal Rumble match, but only one of them will emerge victorious. And for the winner, a title shot at WrestleMania. I can't wait.
Yeah, Calgary, Alberta, Canada, of course, as homage to Lance Storm.
You're determined, I'll give you that.
How about you also give me a long-term contract?
You should be in jail right now for what you've done, not rewarded.
Maybe I should be, but I'm not. That tells me you have something in mind.
I'll make you a deal. If you can win tonight's Royal Rumble match, I'll give you the contract you want so much. The opportunity of a lifetime. Hell, I'll even give you the Intercontinental Championship back.
Sounds good to me. I was planning on winning the Rumble anyway.
He's pretty cocky, that created superstar. But he also likes to save. Does that created superstar? And as you can see here, confirmation prompts. Confirmation prompts are something where that's basically because Ukes loves to have us say, like, do you want to play as Batista? Do you want to save? Do you want to exit? And I said, I want to get rid of that. And they said, well, can we just hide it under a menu item that people can toggle on or off? And I was like, yeah, okay, that's fine. So we got the Royal Rumble match. Yeah.
I didn't know you were in the Royal Rumble match.
I'm a last-minute addition. I'm kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal.
So I've heard. Let me know when to stop.
Here's another kind of just little thing here. And we got Mickie James flirting with us.
I'm getting the feeling you just like watching me do this.
We don't want to make her mad, so we better choose our ball. And it's number 10. That's, that's going to be a long night. But hey, we wanted to be a WWE superstar, right? So these three are already in the match.
Bam! And that's a stiff kick.
Now, I'm pretty sure that the number varied from like 5 to 12 or something. Maybe you know. I'm not in a position. I'm not going to have my assistant look that up at the moment. Oh, but you can see me in the green there, in the corner. I don't think I actually ever picked a entrance because I didn't think I'd be watching it. But yeah, he really looks like he needs to pee. All right, here we go. Let's see how long we're gonna be in this. I mean, we gotta win this match. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Sorry, JTG. Now, JTG and I went to the same gym when I was living in LA. I saw, and he's like, you look at a guy like that in WWE and you say he's not that big, but at the gym he was a really big dude. And I went up to him and talked to him for a while. And super nice guy, you know, didn't talk to him long because I didn't want to bother him during his workout. He was at Bally's, which is kind of strange for him to be at a Bally's as opposed to like Equinox or something. But and I actually I used to do the axe kick was another big move that I used to do, but I didn't do this kind of weird twirly thing out of it. But it was the only axe kick I could find in the Create a Moveset. GTG's partner Shad Gaspard, I also met. Well, he was a guest star on, I forget what it was, some sitcom that filmed live, and I was a background actor at the time, and I saw him in the studio, like, grounds, and I talked to him, and we were both going to be on the same show. Of course, I was just a background extra, but I do have a couple pictures from the show where, like, he's having lunch with some girl, and I'm in the background talking to some other girl, and you can see us both in the shot. So that was kind of cool. But another giant. Just that guy's a giant guy. But was a super cool guy when I met him. Wrestling is kind of the smallest world. Entertainment, it's kind of a small world, but like wrestling, you're almost always no more than 2 degrees of separation from just about anybody. At least I am, because I'm fortunate to have some guys that got pretty far in this business, Aries and Ken Anderson, and then meeting guys through them. So Cody Rhodes, whatever happened to that guy? Just kidding, of course. I always thought that Mark Henry, the back of his singlet was kind of weird. I guess it's supposed to be a guy lifting weights, but like, it's a stick figure lifting weights, right? He's not a stick figure. Alright, so now my button mashing is paying off. But Cody's got he's a skinny looking dude there, isn't he? Especially his legs. Maybe if they gave him he wore some higher knee pads to kind of cover that up or something. But he kind of looks like an underwear model. Not that I see a lot of those. Yeah, the Uber driver, they actually called it this time. And there's Rey Mysterio coming in, fresh off his victory at WrestleMania and last year's road to WrestleMania. Alright, there goes Kozlov and his tighty whiteys. And even though normally in the Royal Rumble, guys who come in are supposed to everybody else is supposed to feed and bump for him, I'm a rookie, maybe I don't know that yet. Oof. And we're taking a lot of guys out here. Now, what's interesting to me is you see the Finley sign and stuff. I think the crowd has signs based on the first people that were in the match. So, there's a Kozlov sign back there. It's not like they're going to switch signs based on who comes in. Shelton Benjamin, the gold standard. Festus. Wow, what a career path that guy's had, right? Now, I met him when he was with WWE, and WWE was in Japan in 2017, I think. It was me and him and Aries and a bunch of other wrestlers went to karaoke in Roppongi, and he's got a long history in Japan. But the crazy thing is that, like, when he was this Festus character, that's, let's call it as is, it's balding. I mean, there's other things you can say about the character, but like, he was young, man. He's like 23 at this time, which is just kind of crazy to think of. I don't know what I feel about the Festus gimmick. It was interesting that the bell changed him to be kind of crazy and whatever, but yeah, I don't know. And another Uber driver. And this time King's calling it. Nailed the Uber driver, darn right. Let's see if we can get Ray out. Oh, no, we switched over to Shelton. Has Festus ever been in a Royal Rumble? That'd be kind of hard for him to sustain that level of, like, manicness for an entire Battle Royal match, right? I wonder what his stats are here. You gotta remember, wasn't he the, like, other Kane? Wasn't he Kane for a little while when Kane was taking a break or something? So he's a large man too. But during that karaoke thing I did in Roppongi with a bunch of the boys, the guy whose size really surprised me was Bray Wyatt. And that was way before the Fiend gimmick, but you know, him and Mick Foley are guys that don't look super giant on TV, but like they're just such thick dudes that when you meet them, you're kind of amazed. This is a hard one to get people out of because you got to hit that sweet spot. Okay, I got it once. Yeah, I think you have to do it twice. Ah, that seemed like I should have got it there. Ted DiBiase, another guy who WWE had sent to us for doing some moves, and I got a good impression of him from that as well. Seemed like a super talented guy, just willing to do whatever we asked him to do. So I was kind of surprised that his career did not last as long as maybe it should have. Whew, these buttons is getting a little bit tiring. But I gotta do it again. Try to get Festus out with his high-waisted tights.
That'll do some damage.
Get out, big man. All right. Oof, flat back bump.
There goes Festus.
I'll give them guys, those two, a little chance. There's my superhero taunt. It may have been a rip-off of, it may have been used from Hurricane Helms' moveset, but it looked pretty cool.
Here comes another superstar. I love it.
And Punk is gone. Who's booking this? Ray is gone. Punk is gone. And some second-generation superstars and one 2-week-old in the business superstar. Alright, me and Goldust. Cool-looking model on Goldust. I was just listening to his shoot interview about the backlot brawl match he had with Roddy Piper, where Roddy broke his hand on Goldust's face. And, yeah, just the crazy stuff that they did in that match. And I remember that. I mean, that always sticks in the mind. Mike Knox. And here's my tornado kick to end this sequence. Aries and Mike Knox had a really good match in TNA and Impact. And Aries told Mike, he's like, dude, I want to get you over. You know, you can do a lot of good stuff, and I hear Mike Knox is a really nice guy. So he made him look really good and let him do some cool kind of athletic stuff that you wouldn't think a dude his size could do. Like, I think he did a pretty good drop kick, actually. But he's about to bump back to the outside. Now, I don't think that I actually get... Oh, no, he went back under. Guess it wasn't his time yet. I don't believe I came up with the order of these guys. It may have been somebody at Ukes that did it. It may be actually randomly generated. I guess there's a lot of not superstars in here. You know, maybe I decided that I didn't want guys who had their own storylines. I didn't want like a Cena or a Triple H. And this is hard to hit that sweet spot. I just got to hit it twice. I thought I hit it there. At least not wasting my button mashing finger. Or thumb, really. I used the thumb.
That hand had a lot of force behind it. It's Jack Swagger, the all-American American.
Man, Jack Swagger's, you know, the guys who did the DX theme sounded a lot like Rage Against the Machine, but like Swagger's theme song could not sound more Rage Against the Machine-y. It's incredible that that theme song just sounds so much like Rage Against the Machine, who I never got to see live, unfortunately. Big fan of them. There was a time in the Minnesota Indies where like every other wrestler would come out to a Rage Against the Machine song. I'm pretty sure Aries did as well. Before Ring of Honor gave him the cover of Personal Jesus. Yeah, the Uber driver, not the smoothest looking Umaga. Not maybe the smoothest animation there, but it's relatively faithful recreation. And I've actually done the Uber driver to both Aries and Daivari from the second rope, which is a little bit scary. More for them than me, I guess.
That did it. Just twisting the neck in a sickening way.
And Knox is gone. STO. Back rake. Oh, Chavo.
The quick kick. Oh, what a shot.
Remember when he was a golfer and he had Dolph Ziggler as his caddy? Kerwin White. How weird was that? It was very weird. Chavo came to see my pro wrestling play in LA for the premiere. That was cool. I didn't actually have a chance to talk to him, but it was neat to see him there. So did Morrison.
And he's counting stars.
That's a fun submission move. He's, of course, not going to tap. And here comes Shad. Yeah, this really seems like the mid-card battle royal here. I mean, of course, Swagger is a former world champion, and Umaga's, you know, a big-time player. And I don't know, was this his last WWE game appearance? That'd be kind of sad if it was. I don't want to think about it. Oh, okay. Well, Chavo wants to try and get out Goldust. Goldust has been in there quite a while. Uh-oh, Shad's got me on the ropes, literally. Uh-oh. Now I gotta do even more button mashing. Oh, whew. Thankfully, Swagger didn't come and double team me with him. Oh, but give him a big haymaker punch. Phew. Alright, time to hit a finisher. Knee, uppercut, and spinny kicky.
What did this maniac just do?
What was the sign there that Arnaud had in the right corner of the entryway there? I didn't see. Something about a mauler. Moscow Mauler, maybe, because there's still some reason holding up signs for the first guys that were in. Ouch. Man, Shad's really taking it to me. I may try and get him out pretty quick. Him and Umaga are pretty threatening. Uh-oh, speaking of Umaga. Leg kick, head kick. As I may have said in pro wrestling, whenever I would get lost in a match or the other guy would get lost in a match, I would just kick him in the head. And then they would fall down because I kicked him in the head. And then I would say, all right, now we know where we are. You're on the ground because I just kicked you in the head. Now we can figure out what we're doing from there. Because wrestling is not nearly as choreographed as most people think it is. Oh, and Umaga's out. All right. Cool. Who came in while I was gone? Anybody?
That'll cause some
nope.
damage.
Maybe this is... No, there's still some guys. This is not all the last guys.
Shot there.
Oh, there we go. Maybe we can get Shad out. Nah, that's going to be hard with this thing again. Oh, that was so close. Got it once. Nope. Now there's, see there, that was perfect. That was right down the middle.
That one didn't land flush, but it did connect. Ow.
Chavo's sweating me. Oh, Chavo.
Man, that was a vicious elbow drop.
Alright, let's see if we can get Chavo out now. Whew. More button mashing.
Back from that kick. Oh, mama.
And Goldust helping out. He's been in there second longest. And I'll let him stay a little longer. Oof. Okay, I got caught in that animation. 25th, Matt Hardy. My goodness, there's 6 more dudes than he did. 6 dudes, including him, to come in. Oh, that was okay. That corner elimination thing is a more of a quick time event, and Goldust catches a quick breath. I think Dustin's now vegetarian or vegan. Have you heard that?
Another one. Swagger demonstrating that.
Matt Hardy, I love his theme music about slapping a tornado.
What an amazing display of power.
Big E. And his animation there looked a little bit like the Repo Man to me. Alright, he and I have some history as well.
And that one shook him.
Yeah, he can get Shad out. That's fine by me. Shad has been a problem. Meanwhile, I'll handle Jack Swagger.
Here we go. Irish whip.
The crazy thing about Swagger is in 2011, he was a big part of Rey Mysterio's storyline, and he was motion captured by Claudio Castagnoli, aka Cesaro, and then they went on to team together, which is kind of crazy.
There's another one. He's on spaghetti legs now.
Sorry, Matt. Matt Hardy I met at Ken Anderson's wedding, and seemed like a super nice guy. Everybody's a nice guy. You know, I bet these guys know how to be on their best behavior, even though that was not like a personal appearance. I mean, that was like a private event. But, yeah, I super enjoyed meeting him. You know, these guys know how to make you feel special, if that makes sense. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, how do I stop this from happening? Oh, okay, he just picked me up. Great. Or maybe I just countered it. And I should really stop beating him up. Primo, also, I guess everybody's got a weird Repo Man looking entrance. Does everybody just default to Repo Man? Primo I've never met. Carlito was also at Ken Anderson's wedding. Am I saying too much by talking about how I met these guys? Or is that private information? Am I dropping too many names? I don't know. Are you interested in that? You interested in hearing my interactions with these guys? Let me know. Because if it's too much... Oh, there we got it. All right. Big Zeke is out. If it's too much, I'll try and drop the name dropping. Uh-oh. Ah, there's Regal. Always happy to see him. Look, I'm flipping for joy because he's in there. He's coming in. And... Primo... Bye-bye. Oof.
Primo gets eliminated.
Big kick. I never read Regal's autobiography. I probably should. I bet you it's pretty interesting because he seems like a very honest guy who's, you know, gone through some stuff. R-Truth, who used to team with Goldust. Now, when I was next game 2011, I tried to kind of on the low make a tag team for R-Truth and Mike Knox and call it Truth and Consequences. And it never really was like, I don't think they got a lot of airtime in the game, but like even on the boards that talked about the matches for the night, I think I called them Truth and Consequences, and I thought that they would make a good kind of athletic guy, big guy tag team. And speaking of big guys, here comes Kane. That Royal Rumble background of the car grill is pretty strange, right? I don't remember if that, I mean, I'm guessing that's what it was around this time. And somebody's got a "We Want Table" sign. That's not going to happen.
And that partnership got the job
All right,
done.
thanks, Regal. Collect your envelope on the way out. Oh, don't be so upset. He is mad, though.
And his back now has to be screaming.
And me and Goldust still holding strong. And this video's about an hour and 15 minutes long. This will easily be the longest of these videos. Hopefully you guys are staying entertained. Double underhook suplex. And Truth couldn't get out Kane, and I couldn't help him in time. We gotta get Kane out. Is this it? Is this all? Are we the last four? Soon to be the last three? Look at that. Truth has landed a leg, too. Oh, he is not out yet.
You hear how his leg connected?
I'd almost think that Kane was booked to win this. He was such a late entrant. Oh, Kane just countered my finisher.
He's putting those educated feet to good use.
Educated feet. You have no idea how many times commentators had talked about my educated feet.
What a counter!
Because I was very martial arts based. I did 5 years of Taekwondo as a teenager, got up to high red belt, and then was doing light sparring with a black belt. Uber driver. He did nail the Uber driver. Got up to high red belt, and I was doing some light sparring with a black belt, and I went for a roundhouse kick. He caught it and kicked me in the knee. And that knee was already pretty bad. I had kind of blown it out twice before that in that same year. So I was upset. And the black belt didn't apologize, and the instructor didn't admonish him. And I was kind of like, all right, F this. If that's how your black belts treat themselves, like if that's their conduct, then I don't want to be a black belt. And I quit. And didn't go back. And I think that started me on a habit of like not caring about belts or certifications or awards or whatever. Like, did I know any more being a non-black belt, or would I have known more as a black belt than I did as a high red belt? Maybe, but probably not. It probably doesn't really matter. And like that was a kind of on principle thing. All right, we're down to 3. Oof. Snapmare into the Tajiri kick.
Did you hear the impact on that kick?
See you, Truth. Thanks for hanging in there. Tell people in the back I said what's up.
And now 3 competitors remain.
This is an interesting threesome here. And I think we want to get Kane out quickly. Good animation on that, man. He just looks like his brainstem got disconnected. Alright, Goldust, help me out here. Hi, Goldust, help me out here. Hey, Goldust, help me out here. Little help. Just a little help. That was even less. That was no help. I guess he's just too blown up to do much. Yeah, here we go.
Which one of these combatants will win?
And the fans want to see Goldust going to WrestleMania as the championship. Well, you know what I say to that? He better buy a ticket just like the rest of you. Because I'm booking my class. I'm booking my hotel right now. Boom. Oh my goodness.
He's done it. Raw's newest superstar is also this year's Royal Rumble winner. I see huge things in this man's future, Michael. If nothing else, he's got a title match at WrestleMania to look forward to. Thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. That pretty much ends the very long first act of SmackDown vs. Raw 2010's Create-a-Superstar Road to WrestleMania. I think I can't save until I get to the locker room the next week, so we'll go through to that. But, oh, look at that. We got to point at the sign. I'm not Ronda Rousey. You don't need to tell me twice. Pointing at the sign, baby. Yeah. So, I'm sorry that this ended up so long, that one match was so grueling, and I actually lost it and had to go through twice. And look, I'm still maxed out. But a special match bonus, a style bonus, 6. I did throw out a lot of guys. It would have been nice to find out how many dudes I eliminated. But, c'est la vie. And there's the old laptop that looks like a cell phone, or cell phone that looks like a laptop, that was sitting on the chair in the locker room in SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. Almost like they put it there to taunt me. And I have been taunted. I'm still in Toronto, still in Canada.
Just one day removed from a stunning Royal Rumble. Raw is
now there is a picture of me.
I still can't believe the results of last
because we have highlight reel, I said it should be possible to get videos, to get pictures of my Create-a-Superstar, even though, you know, they didn't know what it was going to look like.
Anyone can win that match, and anything can
And
happen in the WWE.
they were able, Hughes was able to do it
I'm
here.
sure that fact will be proven a few times tonight as well.
All right, we're going to go into the locker room and we're going to save. Whew. That was a workout. Oh, somebody's blown up my phone, but sorry, you're going to have to wait till tomorrow. It's probably voicemail anyway. You have to wait till next time. And I've been Justin. Thank you for watching. If you've stayed through this long, big props to you, and bye for now.
Thanks for watching, and please like this video, and please subscribe, and have a lovely day.